Hi there. I'm a Canadian author and my name is Gary D. McGugan. Now you may not have heard of me because I'm not well known at this stage, as I only started writing about 10 years ago. But in that 10 years I've written 6 novels, and we have another one coming out later in 2023. And I'd like to read to you a little passage, if I may, from the book A Web of Deceit. You may notice it has a little sticker in the top because that indicates that this was an award-winning title. Reader Views in the US picked this story as one of its top suspense thrillers for the year 2022. Now in the story, just to give you a little background, we have a character by the name of Howard Knight. He's a very colorful character, and he has just been kidnapped in Cambodia and put onto a plane. And when he wakes up, because he'd been drugged, he wakes up, he sees a sign that is at the Trat, T-R-A-T airport. And for those of you familiar with Asia, you'll know that's down in the corner of Thailand. With a reliable memory, Howard visualized a map of the region and recalled Trat was a small town at the southern tip of Thailand on the east side of the Gulf. They could be taking him almost anywhere if they planned to transfer him to a jet. As that thought formed, he realized the pilot intended to park not at the terminal, but next to a plain white Learjet. Once the plane had stopped, the pilot reached across Howard and opened the door, then stepped down to the ground. He was gone only a moment or two before he dashed back up the stairs and into the doorway. Behind him, 2 large Asian men wearing khaki shorts and jackets also squeezed into the open door. It takes me 2 seconds to reach inside my jacket and pull out my gun. Another second to aim and shoot. The apparent leader's English was perfect, his tone matter of fact. He paused a second to let his message register. Each of my friends, here and on the ground, has weapons in their pockets and are equally proficient. We're going to release your zip ties. You're going to come down the steps and walk with us to the jet. One false move, and we all reach for our guns. We get paid whether we deliver you alive or as a corpse. Got it? Howard nodded. Don't just nod. Tell me you understand, the leader said. Louder this time. I understand. I'll follow you to the jet. Howard spat out his words defiantly. We've heard all about your escapades in Europe. Don't even think about trying that shit here. The leader signaled for the man beside him to climb up into the cockpit. Together, the pair cut the zip ties and freed Howard. Unsteadily, he made his way down the steps. As he touched the tarmac, 4 men fell into an informal formation, enclosing him from all sides. When the leader said go, they all stepped forward. After a moment's hesitation, the leader gave him a nudge from behind and Howard complied. At the stairs to the jet, 1 man mounted the steps and someone pushed Howard from behind to prod him forward. The others all followed. This Learjet's bright interior was spectacular. 8 white leather seats formed 2 rows, 4 on each side, with an aisle in between. The leader pointed Howard toward the second seat on the left, told him to sit down and buckle up. With the click of a seatbelt, Howard felt a hand reach from behind and again smother his mouth and nose with a foul-smelling cloth. Others were already reaching forward with zip ties when Howard lost consciousness. And of course, you'll want to read what other mischief Howard Knight got into, and I can assure you there are several incidents here in A Web of Deceit.